Good afternoon, Chicago Cubs fans, and we are back with another edition of Cubs Daily. My name is Steven Ryan. We got a lot of trade rumors to discuss today on this edition of Cubs Daily. We will also preview the Guardian series that is starting tonight at Wrigley Field. But before we get into all that good stuff, I just want to give a big thank you to everybody who has liked the videos, subscribed to the channel, and commented their thoughts below. I have a lot of fun engaging with every single one of you, so I hope you all continue to do so. So, let's hop into it because we have a full day of rumors to get after, okay? Over the weekend, just a flurry of rumors by a lot of Chicago local beat writers were discussed. We'll talk about them. Cubs and Royals were a big trade one that I remember hearing frequently, especially regarding the likes of Seth Lugo. Names like Jonathan India were involved in that one as well. Curious to see where the Cubs are going here with those kind of names. We talked about Mitch Keller and David Bednar yesterday. Another Pirate that was pitched around was Brian Hayes. So I don't know which way the Cubs are leaning. It seems like they have a lot of different options that they could pursue on the trade market. And they're also still kind of waiting for the trade market to materialize. There are a lot of teams that are still in contention for that last wild card spot. So they kind of have to remain patient and do their due diligence when researching the market. Another name that is a potential rumor for the Cubs to get back with is Aroldis Chapman, who has been absolutely sensational even at 37 years old, throwing over 100 miles per hour. So there's a lot of different avenues the Cubs could take. I think one of the biggest revelations, though, coming into this brand new trade deadline is that the Cubs are still potentially looking for a third baseman. I think the Cubs front office brass still genuinely believes in Matt Shaw. I believe in Matt Shaw. But again, when you're a rookie in Major League Baseball, when you're a rookie in all sports, your consistency just is not there yet. There is a certain level of pedigree and approach that you come with when you've been 5, 6, 7 years in the league. And honestly, it's not even an offense to Matt Shaw. He just hasn't had that amount of time yet. You know what I'm saying? So Matt Shaw, love seeing him get the reps, but he's going to go through his lumps. Just like Cade Horton, right? Cade Horton has great swing and miss stuff. He could be a potential ace for this club in the future, but he's still a rookie. He's got to take his lumps. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the maturation process. So the Cubs are still potentially looking at third baseman. Some names that I've been hearing for third baseman, like I just mentioned, Brian Hayes. He would be an okay addition, I think, defensively. He brings a lot to the table, but Matt Shaw has been doing that well defensively. So I don't think the Cubs are gaining too much on that sense. And offensively, Brian Hayes has struggled throughout his career. And honestly, I'd rather just let Matt Shaw try and figure it out than just get Brian Hayes over here and give up a prospect to the Pirates for that kind of deal. Now, another name that I heard at third base that's very, very, very tempting to me personally is Eugenio Suarez of the Diamondbacks. And a lot of the rumors that have been circulating, I've seen a lot of pairing deals, right? Like the Cubs get a pitcher and a closer, or a pitcher and a third baseman, or a pitcher and another player, etc. That does intrigue me, because if the Diamondbacks do pull the plug on the season towards the end of the trade deadline and they want to unload some money, Eugenio Suarez, I think, would be a fantastic addition for the Chicago Cubs team. Now we'll get to really put the theory to the test of, does he just hit well against the Cubs, or does he just like hitting at Wrigley in general? Because if he likes hitting at Wrigley in general, then he is more than welcome to come play third base here and occasionally DH for this team, because that is the exact kind of jolt offensively that we could use. The Cubs' offense potentially is already unbelievable, but I would love to see Suarez plugged in that lineup. We can bat him fourth. We don't have to deal with Dansby Swanson batting there anymore. And you don't have to necessarily worry about the lefty-righty nonsense that you've been dealing with Turner and Bush. Get Eugenio Suarez. He will be a rental, so he will not cost us all too much. I think that would be an absolutely perfect deal for this Cubs team. I don't think the Cubs would plan to sign him to an extension of any kind. Obviously, Eugenio is getting a little bit older, but maybe one of the last few years of his prime, we can take advantage of it. He's already got 26 home runs this season. He's going to end up with maybe over 40. Why not have the last 15, 20 of those end up at Wrigley Field and helping the Cubs clinch the NL Central and push towards a division title? Because this is the time of the year, right? I mean, there's been a lot of talk and speculation around this Cubs team. They're saying, hey, the Cubs are all in. Are they all in? That's my question. All in is a very, very, proclaimed statement, okay? If I am all in, I'm willing to give up anyone and everyone to go and get the pieces required to win a title, and I might not win that title still. So I don't think the Cubs front office thinks this team. They think if this team can get hot, they can win the World Series. They probably are not sitting there being like, competitively wise, we're not the best team. We're not the best roster in all of baseball. Which, again, is a 100% completely fair statement. But what Jed and the team has done here to retool this team and get them streamlined for success has been an absolute masterclass. And I'm enjoying watching every single second of it. So that's why you're hearing the names like Mitch Keller, right? Maybe Seth Lugo. Guys that could add to the pitching depth of this team, but might not necessarily put us over the top in terms of October success, because maybe, just maybe, there's a bigger fish on the horizon, and that is not a pun for Sandy Alcantara. That could be other big pitching names to become free agents, or anything of that nature. I'm not even going down the road of a few videos. Okay. You just never know what situations are going to arise in every single offseason. New free agents happen. Players get upset with their teams. They want to be traded. Also, prospects develop, right? Cade Horton could be the Cubs' number 2 starter next year if he matures and figures it out. So there's just a lot of moving parts that the Cubs have to consider. And to truly go all in is really, really bold. Now, when we were in 2016, right, we had the best record in baseball, okay? That was a lot different of a situation. We were by far the best team. We had the best record in baseball, and that's when they're like, hey, we need to make a move to put this team over the top. I think there's some pieces that the Cubs could get, and they would put us in the NLCS with a chance to go to the World Series, and you get to the World Series and anything can happen. I don't know if there's necessarily a move that makes the Cubs, not even just a move, 1 or 2 moves that just like, if the Cubs made these 2 moves, they're easily the best team in baseball. I don't think that is possibly the case right now, but again, you get to October, anything can happen. If you've watched playoff baseball this half decade, you saw the Diamondbacks go to the World Series as a 6 seed. You saw the Rangers go, or you saw the Phillies go to the World Series as a 6 seed. So it's very, very possible for the Cubs to go on to the World Series and potentially maybe have a chance to win it. So I'm not saying, just because you're not all in doesn't mean you're not going to win it. But again, it's about the approach. It's about the patience, right? If we want to convince Kyle Tucker that we are here to stay for a long time so that he resigns with us, make the quality moves necessary to put this team in a place of success for not just this year, not just the year after, but for the next 3 to 4 years as well. Because windows are not guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen. Windows are not guaranteed by any means. So, decision time for the Cubs. If they are truly all in, that means they're willing to give up anything, anyone, and everyone to make the World Series happen this year. Now, let's preview the series with the Guardians starting tonight at Wrigley Field. We got Matthew Boyd on the bump, Shota Imanaga to follow tomorrow, and then Kid Cade Horton on Thursday. Big series coming up here. The Guardians, they finished with less wins than the Rockies in June, okay? The Cubs finished dead even in June, 13-13, not our strongest year, our strongest month of the season so far. If you do want some fun comps to the 2016 team, which I enjoy doing on a regular basis, that team went 12-14 in July of 2016. So, teams go through slumps. It's baseball, okay? It's not all going to be ancillary and perfect every single day. So, I'd rather you struggle now, and we turn up in September, and then turn up in October, okay? Cubs are still in control of their own destiny, which is all you can ask for in this situation, and I imagine they're going to sit here and get right against the Guardians, who are a very solid ball club, but no reason that the Cubs can't take care of business here tonight and tomorrow and the day after. So, that's going to do it for Cubs Daily today. Again, I appreciate every single one of you who have liked the video so far, you have subscribed to the channel, and you've commented your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on the upcoming trade deadline. Give me some names that we should discuss right here on Cubs Daily, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one.